The venue here in Bischofshofen holds... Today I have Colin Phillips at my side, who will give us first-hand information about ski jumping. Hi there, Colin.
Hello, Mark. It's a great pleasure to me, my friends. Thank you very much for the invitation, and hello, everybody.
The amateurs fight it out here in the Flower Cups final today. How do you rate today's competition, Colin?
Well, we've seen some surprisingly good performances, Mark, so I'm sure we'll get our money's worth again today.
For the top skiers, qualification is just a sort of practice, as 50 out of 72 skiers qualify for the next round. But the weaker athletes have to make an effort if they don't want to be weeded out. Let's have a closer look at this jump in the replay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that.
Yeah. You know, let's talk again about the sudden drop in performance in ski jumping.
Yeah, okay, let's look at the German Sven Hannawald, for example.
Yeah, right. It's so strange what's been happening with him.
Yeah, just look at Janne Ahonen. In the 2002-2003 season, no one would have bet a single penny on him. And then he suddenly emerged at the World Cup and won the four-hill tournament, and the whole world was stupefied.
Do you think that Sven is still capable of something like that?
Well, I'm convinced he is, my friend.
The replay... He's the winning type. He's rightly at the top of the ranking. While others are unsettled by bad conditions such as lack of wind or poor visibility, he just goes for it and makes incredible distances. That's a score to electrify the whole competition. I'm sure his rivals are awestruck now. This performance with this score, it will be hard to top.
Yeah, that was top-notch.
A deep breath for all those who are qualified. That's the 50 best jumpers of the day.
Yes, Mark, and I think...
At the beginning, the posture was much more important in ski jumping than the distance.
No wonder. If you look at old pictures, the skiers are as straight as a ramrod, and they thrash their arms around like mad. You wouldn't call this aesthetic.
An okay jump, let's put it like that. You certainly won't rejoice about the distance. I'm pretty sure of that. I suppose we can have a look at the replay. Ah, there it is. The ski jump in Bischofshofen is the biggest hill in the world that's covered with mats. Well, there was no improvement to be seen today, nor was there any deterioration. Now we get the chance to analyze all the jumps. There's a thick fog over the ski jump. I suppose you're not sad that you're not starting today, are you, Colin?
No, Mark, you say that again. It's no fun skiing in such conditions, you know.
He seems to have studied all the textbooks about ski jumping and learned them by heart. Well, at least the chapter about landing, that was perfect, wasn't it, Colin?
Yes, yes indeed. That was great. I didn't see the slightest mistake there.
Let's have a look at the replay. We separate the grain from the chaff, so the fine I don't think the slight tailwind would pose any problem for the skiers. Let's take the time to look at the replay. Colin, what's your comment on this performance?
Well, there's not much to criticise, actually. His performance is good, he's calm, and in complete control of the situation. I'd say the only thing he still lacks a little bit is routine and level-headedness.
Whoops! What's that? Did he have any wax under his skis, Colin?
I don't think so. He was too slow. He was much too slow. They could never have been a good jump back.
I can't quite see who's up there. Is it Adam Malish? No, but it is a Polish skier who's preparing for the start. That was a perfect takeoff.
Absolutely, Mark. To find the precise point for takeoff and then lift up powerfully, that's an art, and he's got a complete command of it, no doubt about that.
I think this is worth having a second look.
Yes, Mark, I think that a closer analysis is always worthwhile.
What do you think, Colin? Can he win the competition?
Yes, if he does another of those outstanding performances, there's virtually no one to beat him. He's in excellent shape, and of course, he's self-confident enough in his own performance. I'm sure we'll hear from him when it comes to the title fight.
Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we overlooked some details.
It could be.
So this is an overview of the final ranking, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an exciting competition today, and that's how we like it. So see you next time. It's goodbye from Mark Rafferty.
And from me, Colin Phillips, thanks and goodbye.
Hello from Oberstdorf. This is the very south of... What's a host without an actual practitioner of sports? This time, it's Colin Phillips, and we're very proud to have him here with us today.
It's a very different experience watching the others jump for once. Maybe I'll take over your job soon, Mark.
The Nordic youngsters are ready to show their mettle on the jump. I think this is worth having a second look.
Yes, Mark, I think that a closer analysis is always worthwhile.
The Norwegian Sigurd Pettersen set a new hill record in Oberstdorf in 2003 with 143.5 meters. Textbook takeoff. Best conditions for a very, very long jump. Great.
Fantastic.
Colin, look at this score. Is that okay?
Oh, yes, Mark, he jumped well with a good posture and landing. So he got good points. The few points deducted, well, they're understandable, really.
The replay will show us now how on earth he was able to come up with such magic.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite ski jump, Colin?
No, I couldn't say that. Every hill has its advantages. Of course, I'm always happy to start at home in England, but I also like visiting foreign countries.
He isn't far from making a perfect jump. It's just that he needs to improve his timing for the landing. It looked as if he didn't dare to carry on any longer.
My timing is a crucial factor.
Let's have a closer look at this jump in the replay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that.
Yeah. He's one of the outstanding jumpers this season, and he's rightly at the top. His form peaks at the right moment. Many of his colleagues could still learn from him. He's a pro, absolutely concentrated in training and competition. The winning time. Let's take the time to look at the replay. At the takeoff, the skiers had a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. In the town of Oberstdorf, however, that will be a problem for you. It likes to call itself car-free, and all streets have a 30 speed limit. Wow, excellent landing there. Telemark, the skis touched down flatly, not edged over. That's what the judges want to see, and the public too, of course. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Let's have a look at the replay. We have talked about this several times. Ski jumping is a sport full of imponderables, even mysteries.
Well, that makes it so interesting. You can never be sure what will happen. A psychological problem for us athletes. One moment you're at the top, the next you're down.
It's in the nature of it, isn't it?
So to speak.
I suppose we can have a look at the replay. Ah, there it is. So, this is the result of the first round. I'm certain that not all skiers will be satisfied with the ranking. The skiers are confronted with a very strong crosswind today. The question is, who can cope best with these difficult conditions?
Well, we'll soon find out.
That jump was okay, but he could still make some more distance. I think no one would object to that.
At least of all him.
Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we overlooked some details.
Could be.
After the competition, it's me who must fly. I have a date.
Oh, give me a break. You never stop those puns, do you?
Wow, this might turn into a good flight. A takeoff to put the fear of God into his opponents. Perfect conditions for an excellent distance. Thanks to technology, we can look at the replay and be clear about things. It's only since the middle of the 19th century that the skiers have landed on the slope.
They must have scorched their feet back there when they had to land completely on the flat.
Now we get the chance to analyze all the jumps. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the final results for your information. I'd be glad to have you with us again next time. And many thanks to my co-commentator, Colin. We welcome you to the ski jumping in Engelberg, Switzerland. I'm sure that not only fans of the British team will be happy to hear that my co-commentator today is Colin Phillips.
Seeing all that bustle around, I'd really like to go up there and jump myself. But this time I'll leave it to the other skiers.
On we go with the Junior League's European Cup. No, not like that! The takeoff was powerful, but too late! This makes him lose the height he needs for a long distance. The replay will show us now how on earth he was able to come up with such magic.
Yeah.
There is some drizzle, but visibility is okay. After all, these are pros, so they have to be able to adjust to the weather conditions.
Yeah, right there, Mark.
Maybe he had dreamt of a better distance when he sat up there in the start car, but I think this was a decent performance.
Yeah, it was very good to look at.
Yeah. I think this is worth. The strong tailwind might become a real problem.
Yes, this kind of wind pushes you down, so that it's difficult to control the takeoff from the jump table, Mark.
This is where he's better than most other jumpers. His takeoff was perfect once again. It's not that easy to find the right point for takeoff at such a high speed, is it, Colin?
No, not at all. Things go so fast up there that you sometimes have to feel intuitively when you have to take off. But he just did it perfectly.
Now we get the chance to analyze. Many jumpers say that in the 19th century, many ski jumpers started in circuses to earn a living.
Maybe that's why it all still seems to be like a circus to me.
He did well to master the most difficult phase in ski jumping, the takeoff. This might make for a very good jump.
Could be.
He improves from competition to competition and from jump to jump. Let's see how far up he can get in the ranking.
He should go way up, Mark, I think.
I suppose we can have a look at the replay. Ah, there it is. It's high time that a Pole makes it to the top again. Maybe this young athlete. What do you think, Colin?
Well, I've never heard of him, but I always like surprises.
Well, the distance is pretty okay. But if he wants to play in the top group, he'll have to practice a lot yet. At least if you take this jump as typical.
Yeah, if you can.
Let's have a look. Out of the winter season, this region is full of hikers and climbers. So why was it that he didn't take off properly? Actually, his speed was perfect.
Well, I couldn't see any big fault at that speed. Maybe he made some small mistakes that added up. Anyway, the takeoff was horrible. Maybe he just wasn't fast enough to make the transition from one phase to another.
Let's take the time to look at the replay. The field of skiers is on the decrease. Maybe we should talk about women in ski jumping too.
Oh,
As
yes.
in many other sports, the ladies hardly manage to emerge from the men's shadow. I wonder why. Because they also achieve impressive distances. The actual record is held by the Austrian Daniela Iraschko with 200 meters.
Power and explosivity. That's what you need at the takeoff. And that's what seems to have gone clean out of his mind.
Don't mince your words. The takeoff was a catastrophe.
I didn't want to say it, but you're right.
There aren't many rivals left for him. It's amazing. His performance, and at that age, his distances are virtually always around the K point, or even further.
Yes, I'll take my hat off to him. Great stuff.
That's how the takeoff has to be. An explosive extension of the body at the right point on the jump table, and then an intensely powerful takeoff.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Let's have a closer look at this jump in the replay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah. The weather's not exactly glorious, but I hope the performances will make up for it.
Well, as long as visibility's okay, there'll be no problem.
Oh my God, why did he land so early? He might have stretched the jump much further and made a really good distance.
I don't understand it either, Mark. There's no apparent reason for this. Well, at least I couldn't see one.
Let's have a... Engelberg is a paradise for off-piste and cross-country skiers.
That's a bit risky, though.
Unfortunately, it is, because people don't always respect the safety instructions.
No, that's the problem.
Yes, that's how a landing should look like. There wasn't much wrong with it, was it, Colin?
No, you can be satisfied with that one. The skis were parallel. He didn't dig into the snow. That was good.
Here's the final ranking for you, ladies and gentlemen. After a thrilling competition, next time all skiers have the chance to go for gold. Until then, I say cheerio and adios to my co-commentator, Colin Phillips.
Well, thanks very much there, Mark. It was a pleasure being here, really. I've had great fun. Maybe not quite as much as being one of the jumpers myself, but maybe next time. See you soon. Bye now. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye. The fans here in Villingen are especially... Colin Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the big names in British ski jumping. It's a great pleasure for me to have him here today. How are you doing, Colin?
I'm fine, Mark. I'm happy to be here too. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
This is another junior competition.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I'm really looking forward to this.
Thanks to technology. At first, ski jumping was a sport for amateurs. Commercialization only started in the 70s. From then on, the competitions were shown on TV so that people all over the world could watch them. It was about the same period that the number of professional jumpers increased significantly. The style score the judges awarded today is absolutely okay. That's him as we know him. His performance isn't much of a surprise today, is it?
No, that was pretty good for him, but you can still do much better.
Thanks to technology, we can look at the replay and be clear about things. I'm afraid the wind that has come up will literally pin the skiers to the ski jump.
Indeed. You shouldn't underestimate this, you know. It's blowing so fiercely, it will be hard to compensate for it during the fall.
Colin, do you have any idea how he can get into the top group next time?
Yes, he absolutely needs to improve his posture, there's no doubt about that. He can only fly far if his body offers enough surface for the air to carry him. But that wasn't the case in this flight.
Ah, this is weird, Colin. So far, he always was in the top 3, and now, suddenly, these poor performances.
Well, maybe he put himself under too much pressure, or his coach is too demanding. But he still clings to the top. But for how long?
There's no continuity in his jumping, no building on his last jump.
Perhaps he was too busy celebrating it.
I think this is worth having a second look.
Yes, Mark, I think that a closer analysis is always worthwhile.
Last season, fans and magazines celebrated him. He was the... I can't quite see who's up there. Is it Adam Malish? No, but it is a Polish skier who's preparing for the start. He neither disappointed nor convinced us with this jump. What do you say, Colin?
Well, I see it the same way, Mark.
Let's have a closer look at this jump in the replay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. I would like to ask you something, Colin. For many people, ski jumping is totally serious, but at the same time, it's a big show and should be fun above all.
Show? Listen, ski jumping virtually belongs to the arts. It demands absolute seriousness and devotion to the sport.
Well, I had a colleague who made a joke about UFOs flying over the jump. He was bombed with hate
Yeah,
mail.
I can imagine, because it's inappropriate to make fun of sports.
Okay, I didn't say that.
No.
Let's have a look at the replay. That was an exciting competition today, don't you think, Colin?
Yeah, well, now we can take a deep breath and look forward to the final decisive round. The best 30 skiers are still in there, and for the up.
Yet another remark about the so-called hill size. The specification is calculated at that point of the outrun where there is still a 32% gradient. It's mostly a little less than the jury says.
I couldn't explain it any better.
How could it become a good flight after takeoff like that? This proves again that takeoff is the most difficult phase in a jump.
If you take off too early or too late and don't have enough power, you may as well climb right back up the ski jump.
Yeah. At the Ethelberg in Villingen, there's an annual mountain bike competition. Would you like to take part in that, Colin?
No, but my eldest son, he bikes morning, noon and night.
Really?
Yeah.
He had perfect conditions for a good takeoff with his high speed on the inline. But then he messed it up, and I'm not sure why.
Well, I hope it wasn't because he lacked the courage.
Now we get the chance to analyze all the jumps. These are the results of today's competition, ladies and gentlemen. The three winners